everything went back to normal.
Do you know when they took it off?
Mike would know, but I don't know.
Oh, Mike is okay.
Yeah.
Let me explain it a little bit better,
Mm-hmm.
okay? We got called from the village. Something was wrong with the meter. That we using very little water. So they came to read the meter. You know, you got a meter outside.
Al, can you give us a time frame? Do you remember when this happened?
I'll be honest with you, it's so long to get something done, and I forgot.
Michael has all this down though, because we put this together at our first meeting together.
Okay? They read the outside reading, whatever you want to call it, okay? Of course, they don't come back the next day, come back maybe 3 or 4 weeks. They came inside and read the meter inside, okay? So the outside meter number, whatever the seed you want to call it, and the inside, there were two different numbers. So all of a sudden they decided they want to change the meter, okay? But those things, like I say, those are not overnight. 2, 3, 4 months. And that's why we got all these crazy numbers. Okay? I'm willing to compromise. I said, I want to spread this bill out. I'm willing to pay 20,000 gallons. Okay?
That's $20,000, that's
I'll
what's
take
put in the bill.
I'll take it, okay? I'll try to resolve this problem. He met it with the commission, now I get no answer. He met it with the board, now I got no answer. I got no other choice to go forward. Whatever we gotta do, we gotta do it. We gotta go to Supreme Court, we're gonna go to Supreme Court. That's all. And on this point, it's not the money, it's the principle. Because the trustees and the mayor are supposed to help the people, see what the problem is. Okay? I'm not living there 2 months. I'm living there 8 years. And you look all the bills. All of a sudden, when we got these problems, we got these 52, 42, and 32,000 gallons. I'm not asking for a donation. I want to pay what's fair. That's my case.
So, is it correct that you submitted an offer before, and what was the amount of that? As far as the payment?
The last time you came here.
Yeah,
Oh, no, the mayor.
I don't get on it. But what got me upset about it, okay?
And don't get upset now, we're trying to resolve it.
No, I'm not going to myself. Well, I got upset, okay? Never got a response.
Since the last meeting, we haven't heard anything. So.
But I know that the way called the bill is on that tax collector. That bill is going to go off.
So the bill is now on our tax bill, correct?
Right. I'm not going to took away.
I mean, why didn't somebody respond since the last meeting? At least let us know you're working on it. I mean, we didn't get any response since the last meeting.
The last meeting when you were here,
I know,
you had asked to come and speak to the board, because I told you that the machinations of the water department are such that in a case like this, unless you can prove otherwise, it goes onto the tax bill if it is not paid.
I know, you told me.
When we met, and I said all that I can do at this point, because I cannot handpick who I'm going to apply the law to or not in this situation, Mr. Ferrante wanted the opportunity to talk to the village board. I told him to talk to the village board. He came, and you came and addressed the village board. It doesn't change what the law is, and that was the position of the Water Commission at that point. It didn't necessitate, from my perspective, an additional. Al, I spoke to you on several occasions, and though I said I truly appreciate let me just finish and then I'll listen to you again, and I'll be quiet. Though I appreciate what you're saying, and though I appreciate the fact that to you it is principle and you'll go to the Supreme Court, I have to apply the law with equal opportunity for all. And the bottom line is that if someone has a leak, they can say, and I'm not inferring anything other than, if someone has a leak and doesn't realize how many gallons of water running toilets can abuse in the usage of water, then it is not the village who makes up that problem. If you take the water, it is treated for you and is processed for you, then you have to pay the water. And that was the position 3 meetings ago, and is still the position. So I appreciate that you are not happy with that determination.
But my clients have indicated that it appears that there might actually be a problem with the meter, which is something provided by the village.
The meter, however, was replaced,
Okay.
and the meter, we went to this, you know, if I realized we were going to be entertaining this again, this way, I would have Michael.
We would have Mike here.
Well, I think it should be said in fairness that the acting mayor, that you were running that meeting and you told Mr. Ferrante, I was here, that there were only 3 board members here.
Correct.
And so the other 2 board members were here, so we couldn't have done anything at that point. And the mayor wasn't here, and Marcia indicated that she told you that
I
the
did.
mayor wasn't going to be here.
I understand that, okay? What was the last time I was here? 2 months ago,
Right.
right? Now, you got a full board. Did anybody bother, says, well, let's get back and let's see if we can solve this problem?
But Mr.
Why not? Let me finish, please.
Okay.
I heard you before talking, can I
Go
say
right
that?
ahead. Go right ahead.
Okay? You keep on saying it's a leak. Time out. Let me finish. I heard you
I'm not
talking.
saying anything yet. Go ahead.
Okay, and I heard you
Go ahead.
talking. Okay? You keep on saying it's a leak. Every 3 months you read the meter. 32,000 gallons, 42,000 gallons, and 52,000 gallons. Something's wrong someplace. Now, give me an answer on that. Is leaking?
I didn't say that I know that
Oh,
there's a
stop.
leak, sir. I am simply quoting the law. When we sat and went through this the first 3 times with Mike, we went through all of the evaluations that have taken place, all the work on the meter that had taken place. And I will say nothing other than the conclusion at that point of the people sitting who are working on this issue was that there was no fair way for them to determine anything other than the water was processed that went through the meter. Now, we want to go beyond that, which is why we told you flat out at that point, if it's not paid, though I appreciate your position now, I told you flat out at that point, if it's not paid, what happens with the water bill is that it does go on your taxes. So from my perspective, that was our last conversation. You understand?
But,
Yeah.
2 months went by, the whole board back again.
You're
Got
not
no
hearing what I'm
response,
saying.
no trying to say, well, let's see, maybe it's a problem over there, okay? Maybe it's a problem. Let's sit down and see what we can do about it, and see what the problem is.
So I've told you what
Don't
the
talk
water
me that,
department
went
did.
through the meter,
What
and that's
it's
it.
gonna have to do is gonna have to.
It's not the way to do it.
Well, I think you've indicated to Mr. Fuente what the water department's decision is. You've now presented it to the entire board for the first time, and we'll have an answer, right?
Yeah, well, that's Mike to test the meter again. But if the meter is correct, then anybody jump in here. The meter, if we test the meter, and we find out that it's a correct running meter,
After the meter was fixed, we go back to normal.
What we're saying
Did we
is,
ever demonstrate that the meter was broken?
We will, you know what, you're gonna get all Michael's notes, I would have had him
Yeah,
here.
that's
for
right,
those
yeah.
notes, But you'll get all of Michael's notes on there, so rather than me paraphrasing.
Okay. So the
do
problem
you
is,
want me to make a FOIL request? Is that how you want
No,
me to handle it? I'm
you don't have
just
to.
asking.
I mean, if we,
I've been
if we
involved
don't know,
in this for 2 days.
yeah, if we can't figure out if the meter
No,
was
we'll
broken,
leave-
then our conclusion is the water went through, however it got there. I don't know whether you had a leak out, I don't know any of that kind of stuff. If the meter's broken, it's a different story, but just from the village's point of view, if our guys look at the meter and it's not broken, and you're not the first person in my 8 years here that have come through with the,
How come we got no meters there? What was wrong with the other meter? Once we got the...
I don't know if there's anything wrong with the meter.
Once we put a new meter, we back to normal. 13,000,
That's
14,000.
When they replaced the meter initially, and I protested that first bill, I said there had to be something wrong with the reading of the old meter they took off. So she went into a book and she said, nope, it's right, here's the reading. Maybe you read it wrong. How do I know if you didn't read it, if you read it wrong the first time? Because I don't think he reads it, he read it off a meter, so show me the meter. Where is the meter that shows that many gallons on the old
I guess
meter?
the question is that if we're gonna read the meter that's currently on the house, that isn't gonna help us, because
No,
what we're talking
not at
about
all.
is over a year ago on a pre-existing meter, so.
Then
what
let
does
Michael
that do?
reconstruct it for you and give
Well,
it
I
to
mean,
you.
I mean, that's when I complained,
And-
is when the meter was taken off, and I said, something's wrong with this, the difference.
Goshen, New York, Goshen, New York, Goshen, New York.info.